Hi everybody, Shelby with the Soap Brew House here, and we're going to do something a little different today. Basically, you're going to be a fly on the wall once again, just watching me do something that I haven't seen done. I haven't done it before, so success or failure, it can't look any worse than how it's going to start. So let me show you what I'm doing. In previous video, I made blueberry soap shooters, and those came out great. Now, just not that long ago, I made monkey fart soap shooters, and I had some problem with it for whatever reason. It accelerated on me, which really sucked. And so I had a hard time getting it into that really great brambleberry mold. So I've got holes and stuff. And then the fragrance is great. You know, it's all good monkey fart. It didn't fade on me. However, and then it also faded too, so it's kind of this beigey color. So it's not looking all that great as a soap shooter. Now, ideally, it was supposed to stay yellow, and I was supposed to put a cute embed on top. I had made these really cool little bananas with a little bit of green, and they were gonna fit in there somehow. I was gonna sit them into the soap batter, and they were gonna look really cute. Because I also did that with a honeycomb shooter. You know, it was a honeycomb scent. You know, kind of a vanilla mixed with a honey, and it was really nice. And I've made it lots of times before. And then with bubble wrap, I made a honeycomb, and as I poured it into the batter and it set up a little bit, I put the honeycomb on top. So I kind of had the same idea with these. But when I couldn't even get these into the mold, I certainly couldn't get the cute little banana embed on top. So what I decided I'm going to try to do, and what you're going to watch me do, and hopefully it'll be a success, is I just got my new, I couldn't do it until I got a new thing of monkey fart in. So there's my monkey farts from Nature Garden. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip these in MP soap that's yellow and also scented with the monkey fart. And then maybe I'll be able to put my embed on top somehow, and we'll see how that looks. Couldn't look any worse. And I got this inspired by this idea from, you know, if you've ever watched that candle making thing on the internet where she's got that big giant pillar candle, and she's got the big vats of the different waxes, the colored waxes, and she's dipping it and dipping it and dipping it, you know, in the very end after it's all hardened. And then she's carving it with the tool and doing the curlies on it and everything. But anyway, the dipping part I thought was really interesting. And I just thought, why couldn't I dip the CP soap? You see, it looks like it's hot process, and it's not. I just had such an issue with it. So we're going to try it. What the hell? I couldn't make it look any worse. So anyway, I need to fragrance this up. I've already melted. It's predominantly clear MP, because that's mainly what I had, and I had just a little bit, maybe an ounce of white. And that's it. That is all I had. So let me put in a couple of things, a couple of drizzles. There we go. Let me just, okay, we got the fragrance going. Let's get that going. I've got the wax paper laid out, and I figure I'll dip, and I'll use the spoon, and I'll pour some on top, and then I'll lay it on the wax paper, and if I get enough on top, then I'll be able to put my banana on top, and then just let them cool down, and maybe it'll look like dipped CP soap. I don't know. Let's see. Let's try. Like I said, you're a fly on the wall. I've never done this before. Let's play. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Oh, not bad. Oh, look at that. Now, the thing is, getting it not all to run off. You know, so just like wax dipping, you know, maybe we'll have to do this a couple of times. You know, kind of like let it firm and then go for a second dip. You know, same thing you kind of have to do if you've ever made melt and pour soap geodes, which I did make a couple weeks ago, and I just wasn't sure on that, so I ended up not doing. Okay, so let's put that there. Let's leave that alone. All right. Let's do this one. And then we'll let that cool a little bit. We'll go back for a second dip. And we'll see if we can, maybe by the second dip we can put the cute little banana embed on top. And I would suspect as this batch of MP starts to cool down, it's probably going to coat it a little bit more with each one that I do. We'll see. We'll see. But it's all soap on soap. I have 10 of these. Try to spoon that on top. Monkey Farts is such a fun fragrance. And it's so crazy because people are so scared off by the scent, you know, especially in the lip balms. Oh, Monkey Farts, I don't want to smell. What does that smell like? And they're so pleasantly surprised when they actually do smell it. And I make them smell it. If they're like, oh, I don't want to smell it, I make them. Because then usually they buy it. Yeah. Okay. Get that coated a little bit. All right. I may need to melt more soap here. I wasn't sure how much I was going to need, so I think I did about, oh gosh, yeah, it's getting kind of weird and lumpy now, 6.5 ounces. That's it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to remelt it because it's thickening up, but it's not even coating evenly. It's just getting kind of goopy. Yeah. Okay, hold on. I wasn't going for goopy. Yeah, it's not even sitting. Okay, let me see here. Maybe if I can get this sideways. Let's get a, here we go. Like I said, you're a fly on the wall. I have never done this. This is completely off the cuff. Completely off the cuff. And the nice thing is, this isn't affecting any of the CP soap underneath. I'm simply just layering off some of this semi-soft melt and pour. And that's the one thing I liked about melt and pour. Okay, I got a little cold process in that. Let's put that aside because I don't think that, let's see. That's not going to work. We'll peel that off. Excuse me as I step away to the garbage right here for a second. Okay, well this thin little sliver of cold process is coming off very nicely from the melt and pour. And the reason why I'm separating it is because that's already processed soap and it's not going to melt. I'll end up with this cold process suspended lumps in my melt and pour, and I really don't want that. So, okay. I need another spoon. I didn't think this was going to be a project without some mess. That's for sure. I don't think there is a soap project that is without mess. Don't think it exists. All right. And of course you can always, you know, these little soap drips, you can always scrape them and recapture them. Put them back in the Pyrex. Preserve as much as you can. Okay, fabulous. All right, let me remelt this down a little bit. Hold on. Hi everybody. Okay, I'm back. What I ended up doing for that brief little break that I took is I remelted down the melt and pour, and once I did that I realized the level was way too low, so I actually ended up adding about 6 more ounces, so I'm pretty close to almost a pound of melt and pour just for this dipping, because I still have about half the batch yet. I've only done 5. I got 5 more of these. So add a little more fragrance, a little more color, try to keep the continuity. And now I know I can't let the melt and pour get too gummy or it gets too chunky on the soap. So this one that I carved some of the old stuff off because it was too chunky. Let me dip it. Let me dip that. There we go. Let that run off. There we go. Okay. So those are first dipped. Try to move a little faster if remotely possible. Oop. There we go. And hoping they'll be the fun, colorful, yellow soaps that I envisioned them to be. That's all we ever want, is to have our final product looking like how we imagined it in our little brains, isn't it? And sometimes it turns out okay and sometimes not so much. That drip off. Let's do one more. There we go. Get the majority of that to come off. There we go. Voila. Okay, 3 more. And then we'll go for the second dip on the ones that have already firmed up. And in my head, I'm hoping that's when we can put the banana on, is with the second dip. There we go. Oop. Just trying to slide across the paper. It tells me my counter isn't level. Huh. Okay. And then too, this melt and pour is going to fill the little pits and potholes in the soap. There we go. Okay, one more. And I'm sure, gosh, if you did something like that, I don't know, with a soap you could dip it one color one way, or what if you did, oh, here's a cool idea. You'd had different cups with different melted colored MP, and what if then you took a spoon, you know, one for each color, and you drizzled it on top and you did like a cascade of colors. That's an interesting thought. That's something to... That's something interesting. There we go. Okay, back to the first one. Get that dipped in there. Get it over there. Let's see if we can get that banana on top. Get in there. press that down. Okay. I still have yellow melt and pour coming off that, so I should have let it drip off a little bit better. You can see it's got quite the little pool around it, but the banana's on top, so I knew I was going to have to be doing some soap cleanup on the bottom. I just want to preserve as much MP as I can in the cup here so it stays on product. But I don't know. It's finding that fine balance between there we go. Having this soap, the melt and pour, not be too thick, too thin. There's my spoon. I need my spoon. And I think after this one, I'm going to have to reheat for a brief moment. I think after this one, it's going to be too thick and gummy, and we're going to have that weird lumpy soap again. So we'll do this one. I got my banana. Whoops. Okay. Get that one. Let's put the banana in there. Press that in. Looking good. All right. Okay. Hold on. Okay, so I remelted this down a little bit just to get it a smooth consistency again, and I'm almost down about 3 ounces. That's what I ended up using in dipping this. I would think it wouldn't use as much, but it is. It's using more melt and pour than I thought, but that's okay. Let's continue dipping here. See if I don't want to end up with a bunch of leftover banana melt and pour that I don't need. So let me see if I can just get this spoon to scoop up on the top. I'm really low on melt and pour right now. I'll try to use what I can. Get my banana ready. Dip, dip, dip. There we go. All right. This is the one that got a little chunky, so it's pretty good on top, but it's thin on the sides. So this is the one that I scraped. So this won't need too much, but I got to get a little something on top because I have to get the banana to stick. I would bet at craft shows this will probably be one of the first ones to sell. So they'll probably like the chunkiness. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. Yeah, I've got a show coming up next month that's geared towards teens and tweens. Pretty good little event. So I thought these soap shooters would be really appropriate for that. Well, I think so far it has been a success. It's doing everything that I kind of thought it would do. Like I said, a little messy, but all in all, whoops, get in there without sliding. This has been pretty good. Oop. Four more. Getting harder to get the soap on top. All right, we're getting kind of chunky monkey here, so going to do another melt. There we go. Banana. Fantastic. Oh, bubble. Okay, so let's melt this. Yeah, it's a little too chunky for the last 3. Hi, everybody. Okay, so remelted down the soap again to finish dipping the last 3. It's just going to be the same thing you watch for the last few minutes, so I'm going to spare you that part of the video. Just try to keep this as short and sweet as possible. I do appreciate your watching. But some of these that have been double dipped and have the banana on top, I already started to cut some of the edging off to recapture that to put in my glass container again for the remaining 3. And the banana is sticking on top really nicely. And they're just kind of cute and shiny, and now they're yellow. They look how I want them to look. The bottom even has a nice coating of yellow on it. And just look how cute these turned out. They kind of smoothed out the little potholes and everything. So I still have a little cleanup to do. As you can see, there's some rough edges, but that's just really easy to do later on. I'll probably put these in the fridge for a short period of time just to make sure that they really firm up well. Today's supposed to be a warm day over here where I am, probably in the 80s. So I wanted to make sure that everything's firmed up really nice. But I'm really happy with how these turned out. So like here's one, I got to clean up the bottom a little bit, no big deal. But look how cute that banana looks on top, and that's how it was originally supposed to look. Cute little banana shooter. Anyway, I appreciate your watching today. I hope, if anything at all, this is maybe something you can think of to fix a soap that didn't come out quite right for you. Maybe this is, you can do some melt and pour soap dipping. Let me know if this is something that you've done before. Now I've always incorporated in on occasion with a batch of soap, doing like melt and pour embeds in a cold process soap. Yeah, been there, done that. I know you've done that too, or you've seen it, or you've tried it out. But dipping cold process in melt and pour. Let me know if you've seen it or you've tried it yourself. I'd be curious. You know, you know, it's kind of fun. I'll do it again for something else. I'm not sure what yet. I kind of like the idea of that ombre, maybe rainbow dipping. That sounds kind of interesting. Something to kind of think about and work out in my head. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Check me out on most social media channels. I'm on Twitter at Soap Brew House. I'm on Instagram at Soap Brew House. And also Facebook, facebook.com/The Soap Brew House. Anyway, appreciate you watching. You have a great afternoon. Shoot me those questions if you have them, or let me know if you've tried this before. Appreciate it. Have a great Saturday. Bye-bye.